Either way, this person didn't show up. And on one hand, like I said, I feel bad because this person is most likely gonna be getting into a lot of trouble. And on the other hand, I think, yeah, well, kinda didn't do your job. What does it take to get a guy who's been on over 30 cruises to complain about something to the front desk? Well, you're gonna find out if you keep watching this video. I'm Morgan from the very unofficial travel guides. I've been making travel videos for over 15 years of popular and not so popular tourist destinations to give you a very honest, unofficial look at what it's like to be there. And I also wrote a book called Getting Stitches on a Cruise Ship with true stories of things that have actually happened to me around the world. If you like to read and want to help me out here on YouTube, check out Getting Stitches on a Cruise Ship. It's available on Amazon now.
I've been contemplating all my time.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty of this here on the Brilliance of the Seas. We're somewhere between Hawaii and mainland North America. We've been having a great time, but some things have been going wrong, and after 3 strikes, basically, I've decided it's time to say something, Morgan. And a lot of times on my travels, I sit down and tell you about things that have not gone right or things that I expected to go differently. And as I mention a lot, I try to read all of the comments that I get. Some of my videos only get like 20 comments, and some literally get like hundreds and hundreds of comments. And a lot of times when I make these videos pointing out something that didn't go right or well or like I expected, I get 2 kinds of comments on those videos. One is people who are interested in knowing how the cruise line, how the hotel, how the theme park dealt with the problem. And the other kind are people who say something like,
"Oh my gosh, first world problems. You're on vacation. Why not go to the front desk instead of make a YouTube video?"
So the video today is kind of for both of those people. 3 things have sort of not gone right that have led up to me this morning going to, I didn't go to the front desk, I actually went to the concierge desk up in the Loyalty Lounge. This is my first time cruising as a Diamond member in the Crown and Anchor Loyalty Club here on Royal Caribbean, and I've been trying out all the perks and advantages available to us. I'm gonna be making a separate video about that. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why I'm looking so athletically attired today, it's because I woke up to play pickleball this morning. So how many sport logos can I include in a video? Tangent. The first thing that did not go right was actually a really major thing, and that is a whole entire performance got canceled. 2 nights ago, we went to the main theater to see one of the production shows. We actually got there really early, which turned out to make it even like worse. So we had been waiting in the theater for about 25 minutes before the show began, and the beginning music of the show started, part of the curtain went up, and then everything stopped. The house lights in the theater, so like the main lights that you need to see when you're walking around and finding your place, they went back on, and after about 4 or 5 minutes, we saw the cruise director come like running down the balcony to the backstage area, and he appeared shortly after with a microphone saying, "Yeah, sorry, we're having a problem with the automation system. The whole computer has crashed. They're gonna try to reboot it, and we'll see what happens." And yeah, just like maybe 10 minutes after that, he came back on stage and said, "So, we're sorry folks, but there's no way we can perform the show without this computer. The computer is not starting again, and there's nothing we can do." So he sent everybody back out of the theater. And that's actually something that I've never experienced on any ship before, except on the Oasis class of ships. I have experienced many canceled shows on there, but that is the water show that happens in this big amphitheater at the back of the ship, and that's outside. The safety of the performers is at risk, and so when those shows are canceled, it's because of a safety weather issue and not because something is broken. And you know, as somebody who comes from a live musical theater background, if you're new here, if you haven't watched any of my other videos, I used to be a professional musical theater performer. I have performed in long run productions of Miss Saigon, Disney's Beauty and the Beast, Mamma Mia, etc., etc., etc. Not bragging, just saying. And I know that when you go to see one of those shows, a lot has to go wrong before an entire performance would be canceled, because you're going to have to refund the money of all those, 1,800 people sitting in the theater. There's always a plan B, a plan C, a plan D for if this doesn't work, or if that doesn't work, or if this is stuck up, or if that is stuck down. And apparently here on Royal Caribbean, there is no plan B. They just didn't do the show, which I thought was kind of surprising. But yeah, I mean, we didn't pay to enter the theater necessarily, so it's not that big of a deal in a sense if the show is canceled. So we left the theater looking for something else to do and saw that, well, the show was supposed to start at 9:30 in the evening, and we saw that at 10 o'clock in the lounge way at the other side of the ship, there was adult karaoke. I swear, no matter how I say it, people correct me in the comments, so I decided I'm just going to say it every way I can imagine. So we meandered to the back of the ship to go to this empty orchestra singing event, and there were quite a few people waiting there as well, and actually the equipment was half set up there, but there was nobody from the staff to run it. And of course, we weren't interested in singing, but there were people that were there interested in singing, and then a lot of people who just wanted to watch and be entertained, as you do at karaoke. I mean, the singing thing. And at about 10:15, nothing had happened, and we decided to go do something else. So that was the second strike on the same night even of one thing couldn't happen because of technical difficulties, and the other thing didn't happen just because whoever was supposed to be running it didn't show up, that's really kind of a big mistake. That person is gonna get in trouble. And speaking of people not showing up, the third thing that happened this morning that ultimately led to me thinking, should I say something? Yeah, I think I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna tell you about in just a second, but before I get there, just let me invite you to subscribe to the very unofficial travel guides. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps me out. You know what subscribing means, and press the thumbs up if you are already subscribed. All that really helps me out. This morning, like I said, I got up early to go play pickleball, and I did play pickleball in extremely windy conditions. And there was only 3 of us there, which is not so good for pickleball. And after about 20 minutes, we all just decided, do you want to quit? Yeah, I think we should quit. And we quit. So I opened up the app and saw that at 10 o'clock, which was 20 minutes from the time that we sort of quit, there was going to be an acting improvisation class, and that's like right up my alley. So I was like,
okay, I'm gonna go do some acting improv.
Once again, went up to the lounge, was sitting with some other people who were waiting. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, altogether 5 of us, which, when you think of a cruise ship activity like trivia or bingo, of course, those are things that like hundreds of people show up to, and this was only 5, but it was listed on the cruise planner, and the other people there, like, they planned their morning around going to this thing. And altogether, I often have a very relaxed attitude about things like this going wrong while traveling, because I'm in the lucky position that I get to travel a lot and see and do a lot of things throughout the year. So if one sort of small thing goes wrong for me in the big picture, like I said, I don't usually, it doesn't usually become a big deal to me, and I don't usually take the time to go register a complaint about it, just because I would rather do other things, and I know, I'm going to do something fun next week, and I'm coming from sort of a different position, but there are people who save years and years and years to go on one cruise, and if they are coming from that mindset, then there's a lot more importance of everything going right every day, because they only have these 8 days. And so if 1 or 2 or 3 things go wrong, for them, that is a big deal. You know what I'm saying? We were there, the 5 of us, waiting to do this acting improv class, and nobody showed up. 5 minutes passed, nobody showed up. 10 minutes passed, nobody showed up. And then after about 12 minutes passed, one of the guys said, maybe they changed the location. Maybe it's down in the conference room. So 2 of us ran down to the conference room to see, okay, is it happening here. There was nothing happening there, so we went back up. Already one of the other people had left, and we told the other person, nope, it's not happening. And that was the point where I decided to go to the concierge in the loyalty lounge and say something about it. It was kind of awkward to me just because I thought, well, what is it I want this person to do for me? You know, the improv class isn't going to happen now. They could try to find who was supposed to do this class, but I'm not going to go back there now and be like,
it said improv class and I want an improv class right now, even if it's just me.
And I certainly don't actively want somebody to get minus points on their employee reviews or whatever, but it's kind of a big deal. If you are scheduled to hold an activity for paying guests on a ship and you just don't show up to it, that's not doing a good job. So I went to the concierge. I told her about these 3 things that sort of led up to me making an exception and coming to mention my disappointment. She called the activities director, and the activities director called or got in touch with the person who's supposed to be doing the activity. And the answer that I got was they missed the time change and thought it was an hour earlier. So it wasn't that they forgot about it, they just didn't realize that it was already time for it to happen because we changed the clocks ahead last night. So obviously somebody dropped the ball there. It was either the person themselves forgot to change their clock ahead, or their supervisor or the crew manager or whatever forgot to properly inform the crew that the time was being changed ahead. Either way, this person didn't show up. And on one hand, like I said, I feel bad because this person is most likely going to be getting into a lot of trouble. And on the other hand, I think, yeah, well, kind of didn't do your job. As always, I'm interested to hear what you think about all this. Do you think that these things together deserve me or deserve anybody to register a complaint? Would you have already gone to say something after the theater and singing thing? Would that have already made you reach your point of wanting to say something? Let me know what you think about this, and in an upcoming video on the channel, I will let you know if somebody calls me to give me a different explanation, if I get a bottle of wine or flowers or something like that sent to the cabin. Just make sure you're subscribed and check back because I just came down from talking to the concierge, so there has been nothing else has happened since then. And if you want to know what did happen, if anything, then you're just gonna have to check back soon. And until then, I thank you for watching this video till the end, and I really do hope that you check back here soon, not only to see what happens, but to see other videos from this adventure and everything else coming up in 2024 on the Very Unofficial Travel Guides. See you then!